Hey guys, Alvi here, doing the Soul Love pick a card readings for this week. So I just had a bit of a false start, so I've already pulled the cards that I'm going to show you, which will help you choose your pile. So this is Group 1's card, which is Full Spectrum. Group 2's card is She of the Lotus. And Group 3's card, Luminescence, or Luminescence. Okay, so just get some other oracle cards and sort of give you a vibe, and then some crystals, and then you can choose, and then I'll catch you over in readings. So let's have a look and see what messages we have for Group 1. Okay, it wants to kick up 3. Alrighty, no, that's a bit too many. I think we'll try again. I think we got a few too many, and I couldn't work out which one came first. So 2 or 3 is fine, but any more than that, I think we'll be here for quite some time. So message for Group 1, that one. Message for Group 2. You've got 2 cards there. Messages for Group 3, please, on their Soul Love reading. Oh dear. We won't take those as too many. Plus they kind of gave away the game. So let's go for Group 3 messages, please. Group 3 messages. Alrighty. We've got 2 there. So we might just pull an extra one for Group 1. So Group 1 messages from the universe, please. This one. Lovely. And then the next. Next deck. Ooh, Earth Magic. Yeah, I think we'll do an Earth Magic card. So that's this one. Ooh, very earthy. Earthy. So messages for Group 1 from the Earth Magic Oracle deck, please. I don't know if I was playing. Oh, animal. Funny, I was thinking about that while I was shopping today, about how I was surrounded by millions of dumbfounded dipshits. And I thought that's got to be one of the best lines in a song I've ever heard. That's just my sarcastic sense of humour though. Okay, Group 1. Message for Group 2. And one for Group 3. And this box on. Okay, I'm getting guided to pull some angel answers as well, so we'll do that for Group 1 for the Soul Love reading. I don't know, I didn't feel that, didn't feel right, so we'll go back. Okay, goes that well? And this one's for Group 2. And Group 3, please. Message for Group 3. Group 3. There we go. Now, I think Group 2 will have the rose quartz heart, puffy rose quartz heart. Group 1 can have the honey calcite heart crystal. And Group 3 can have the, well actually, you know what, I'm very cold to this. Sodalite here. Kind of matches the vibe, I guess. So, these are your piles. Let's just move this a little. Okay, so yeah, the clarity of belief. So in reverse, in the upright position, this would be talking about a new idea, or you know, just having a clear idea of what you want. But it feels like your clarity is missing. You're kind of like, I don't really know anymore. I don't know about this. You maybe in the beginning you had this very what's the word I'm looking for? You knew exactly what you wanted. You knew exactly how things should really go, but now you're kind of questioning it. You're like, what the fuck? What the fuck just happened? Why did this happen? And it's just not making any sense anymore. This is what I'm feeling for you guys. So here we have on the other side, so this is your person that we're talking about here. Dedicated effort. So putting work in, whether it's putting work in for you, for them, like working on themselves or the connection. But actually, as I picked that up, I was like, this person's a fucking workaholic, right? They do a lot of work, and that's where most of their energy goes. And I feel like this might have been part, or you know, a contributing factor to the tower moment that we had here that's come up. It's sort of like work's more important, but it's also kind of like they're very pragmatic. That's the word my guides have just put in my head. Like they're practical. They want to make sure that they can provide. They're making money. You know, they're doing all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, it's kind of taken away from your connection because they haven't had time for you, or you know, maybe yeah, we're not going to go too deeply into that. But yeah, so for some of you, that's part of it. For the others of you, this person's putting the work in at the moment on themselves. They've realized this, or it could be, you know, both as well. This tower moment, this lightning moment, it's kind of given them a realization that they're not all good. There's some stuff that maybe they need to take a look at within themselves as well. What else have we got? So open up. This is opening up, you know, like kind of, I feel like we're looking at this card. It's sort of like, I feel like they're going to open up to you about some things in the near future. These two kind of cards here are speaking about current energy. So it's, I feel like this is a future paced thing, but it's something they're thinking about right now because they're going through, you know, they're doing this work. They're probably in the same energy as you, as going back to themselves, wondering, you know, what happened, how did that happen, etc., etc. Maybe doing some shadow work, maybe just, you know, soul searching, trying to understand what's going on and what happened. And I feel like they're coming to realizations, they're coming to understand a little bit more about what was going on, and they're going to open up to you about it soon. Or perhaps they're opening up to themselves, like that's something else that's coming through. You know, this is a collective reading, so there's going to be many messages for different people. So yeah, sort of like opening up that can of worms is another message that's coming through for this. I'm not going to take these cards because I just need to focus while I shuffle, I think. So, there we go. So this one over here, it's like dreams coming true in the future, something that you've been dreaming about, like you're working on making your dreams come true perhaps, or you've seen that you felt like this was something that would be, you know, your dream, right? It would be your dream relationship, it would be your dream connection. And then with the six of simple love, the Six of Cups, it's the Six of Cups, right? So it's the soulmate card. There's definitely like a soul connection here. As I was saying, so this is like a confirmation that this is a soul connection, right? This is the soulmate card. Is someone from the past or past lives coming back around. It could also be reminiscing into the past and thinking about how things were. We've got 3, 6, and 9 here. Nikola Tesla's with us. The universe is with us. So yeah, it's sort of like there's this Simply Love card often gives me this vibe of like taking it back to basics, right? What do you love? What did you love about them in the first place? And remembering, you know, that most people aren't doing things on purpose to hurt you or anything like that. A lot of the time it's, you know, misconception, misunderstanding, lack of communication, and things like that. And that generally, if you look really from that expanded perspective, you can see that it wasn't intentional, whatever happened, you know. And I feel like this is a message for you guys to just like look at who they are, look at what attracted you to them first, you know what I mean? But also, yes, soul connection, soulmate, that kind of thing. I'm going to get some more cards for the other side now. So for the partner side, yeah, I jump around, so hopefully I'm not losing you, but this is just the way I do it. Alright, so partner side, solo connection. Guys. Ooh, there's one. Popped out. Awaiting results. So, awaiting results are reversed. So, kind of feel like it's a bit stagnant, or they don't want to wait for too long. I'm gonna get some more on that. Just a minute. Whew. It's very hot in my room, I think, unless I'm just sweating again, like usual when I channel, when I read. Alright, so we've got 2 here. Yeah. Awaiting results. Yeah. I'm just trying to tap into the energy, don't mind me. So, yeah, so I'm just getting this like wanting to open up to you, not wanting to wait for too long. And then we have the first one that came up was coming together. So this is talking about like a reunion, bringing connection back together again, you know, maybe deepening your connection, maybe deepening or making some kind of commitment, because that came up with our oracle cards as well. But we also have challenging times. So I feel like this could be a bit of a challenge for them. There might be something going on in their lives that makes it a little bit more difficult for them to kind of come into that energy, or they kind of, it feels a little like they're trying to put up some shields, but also, you know, open up to you and come together with you at the same time. I know that sounds very confusing, and it kind of is. It's a very weird energy, but I guess it's sort of like coming forward, but tentatively, you know, not really sure what kind of reaction they're going to get, what kind of reception they're going to get from you. So I'm getting a little bit of fear here about coming forward, although that's what, you know, that's what they want, right? These are too many cards, I think. So we're going to have one more message over here, and then we're going to get the conclusion for this reading. And remember, if this one doesn't resonate, there's 2 more. So, you know, you can hop in and see what the other ones might be giving you, the messages that might come through. So can we get one for the other person? I mean, for the person who's watching, not the other person. One more message for the person who's watching about this. Wow. Okay. Dropping my cards as usual. Got 3. Alright. As usual. I've got too many cards. So the ones that I dropped were healing begins. So yes, there's definitely some healing. There's also this rest and recover card that came up, but I really felt like this one was the one that they wanted me to bring up. So this is balance, like finding balance within yourself, finding your own masculine and feminine balance. So you finding unity consciousness within yourself, balancing those energies up. I feel like it's probably, you know, goes for both of you, but for you because it's come up reversed. So it's saying that this is out of balance, you're out of balance. This is also that terrible word that I don't like to use, or term I don't like to use, twin flame. But you know, back in the day we always used to call this the twin flame card. So it's kind of like saying, yes, you are mirrors, yes, you are connected in that way, but it's out of balance at the moment. And very often those things, those where you're out of balance is something to do with you not being in balance. Like it's hard to explain. It's sort of like what's not in balance within you is kicking the connection out of balance as well. It's an energy thing, right? So let's have a look at what the conclusion of this reading is. Come on, can we get the message? Alright. Daydreams and decisions. So this is about making choices. This is about having choices. This is about illusion and dreaming and, you know, not seeing the reality of things. But it's come up reversed. So I feel like you'll be moving forward together with a clearer idea of like what is and what isn't fantasy, what is and what isn't, you know, you're just imagining things. Like you're going to be coming into a more balanced place once this sort of energy has worked its way through. And this is just like for the week. So, you know, by the end of the week, I feel like, yeah, you'll be coming to a place where you are more aware, like you're walking back into this connection, more aware of what is and what isn't possible, I guess is the word, or the way to put it. It's a pretty good ending. I'm going to have some more angel cards, I think, for you guys. Just getting called to it, so I don't know what that one's doing there. Sometimes there's just a random card lying around. And yeah, we'll call that a day then. So yeah, it's you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore. Yeah, so things are moving forward. I feel like there's not too much to worry about here, but just, you know, focusing back in on yourself and finding that expanded perception of things so that you can drop stories and that I'm getting that it's all about the he said she said, what is it, Limp Bizkit song, it's all about the he said she said bullshit. So they're talking, the guides are saying, you know, drop that stuff if you can. So in the near future this is going to happen. Things are going to be coming back together, but in a more sort of solid and real way than maybe you previously had. So, you know, maybe you were just online talking, or maybe it was just more energetic. It says not the right time, so it wasn't the right time previously. Let's have a look and see what other message you have. Another message for group 1. That's too many. Let's keep shuffling. Group 1, another message. What did we get this one? Remain positive. Okay, so staying in that good positive energy, happiness, all of that sort of stuff. As much as you can while you're going through ascension, healing and all of that stuff, which sometimes can get pretty intense. I'm going to pull one more for you. I don't know why, but I just feel like that's what we need, so that's what we're doing. Whew, there we go. Compromise. Alright, so yeah, there will definitely need to be a compromise to get things moving again in this connection, but that's what connections and relationships are all about, even the non-romantic ones. Compromising, you know, making agreements and all of that sort of stuff. So hopefully you got some guidance from that. Hopefully you got some messages from that. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you liked it, please don't forget to subscribe for more readings. And I will catch you on the next one, hopefully. Hey, this is group 2's reading. So this is your soul love reading. This is soul love covers like soulmates, twin flames, and I know they're not the same thing. I know very much. I don't really like to use the label twin flame anymore. Haven't done for several years, but I have been on that journey. So I understand it. And I channel for unity consciousness, so I don't like to not include anyone, right? So I like to be inclusive. So it's for anyone who's having a soul connection, a soul love connection. And this is just messages about your connection, how all of that sort of stuff. Talking well today. At least I'm actually getting the readings done. I tried to do them yesterday and the energy was just so insane that I just couldn't. I had to stop. So without further ado and less chatter, I am going to give you your messages. So group 2, if you chose She of the Lotus, I'll just hold that card up for a bit longer. She of the Lotus and the puffy rose quartz crystal, then this is your reading. Now I'm going to read this one out of the book because, as I said, every time I use these cards I have only had them for a little while, and I feel like there's so much in here that it's kind of important to read from the book for a while so that you guys get the messages that you need, rather than me just going, oh yeah, that sounds like that. I mean, they're usually pretty much the same anyway, but just in case. So anyway, let's have a look. She of the Lotus. So shadow work, addressing dissonance, seeing downfalls as the flip side of superpowers, loving yourself back to wholeness. The beautiful lotus that grows from murky waters, disempowering triggers, bringing light into your dark corners. It's just as I was reading that, I was like having a giggle in my head because I was remembering some meme or something that I found a while back. And it said, what was it? It's a picture of a mushroom. It says, if I can grow something about growing in the dark and being fed bullshit, then so can you, or something like that. Grow from that. So yeah, anyway. So here's the divinatory meaning of this card is take a look at unconscious patterns that may be running you. There are elements of yourself you need to take out of the trash. Are there elements that you need to take out of the trash? Dust off and reabsorb. Shadows can be painful or tender to touch. Sensitivity in an area can be a trigger that shows us where we might want to spring clean some of our darker, forgotten and ignored or hidden corners. Accepting our shadow is the first stage in restoring ourselves to wholeness. In self-love, peel back the layers where there is shame, guilt, fear, and bring them into the daylight. Under a loving and compassionate light, they will resolve and reassimilate so that you can re-engage with your superpowers. Now this is very interesting because all day today I've been getting messages before I even sat down to do this while I was out, living life, about that Kuan Yin energy, that very compassionate, higher heart type energy, which is sort of the embodiment of rose quartz, which I had to go and buy a rose quartz bracelet because that energy is sort of streaming through to us right now. So yeah, just giving yourself a lot of unconditional love, compassion, and just being that very gentle feminine energy is what's sort of coming through for me with this, and applying that to any places which feel like they're in shadow, which feel tender, which feel, worrisome or anything like that. Okay, so All right, so here we go. Abundance. This is part of your message. Okay, we'll have a look at more of the oracle cards and see what this abundance is about. My energy creates my reality. What I focus on, I will manifest. So, yeah, focusing on where you might have some patterns that are blocking you, some ideas, beliefs, things like that that are blocking you. And if you have trouble with that, you can always, you know, book a session with me. I do NLP, hypnosis. I'm just good at picking out people's beliefs and patterns and kind of removing them energetically. So that's part of what I do. But yeah, you can do it yourself. It's quite, if you are paying attention. And I feel like this is kind of focusing on abundance in a way, sort of like abundance. The energy of love and money are quite similar. So if you are what I've noticed in a lot of other people as well who have been around the twin flame community for a long time, is that people in separation who are really suffering are often people who don't have a lot of money either, because they have this scarcity mindset. So there's not enough of anything. And this is sort of the energy that's coming through. So focusing on what's abundant in your life, remembering that where you put your energy. So if you're focusing on what you don't have, you're going to get more of what you don't have. So if you're focusing on what you do have, you're going to get more of that. What I focus on is what will manifest. So focusing what you want on what you want to manifest. And then the next message is, my outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. I said this in the first one. You just wouldn't believe the way that these cards come out. Like, they're just the perfect messages. They all kind of match up. And it's great. So my outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. So if things are going in your life and you're like, hang on a minute, why is this not working? Why is it that when I try to do this, you know, A, B, and C happen, but it's not what I want? It's that kind of message. It's like looking within yourself. This is at the moment very transitional, transformational type of energy that's coming through. And you might be having, you know, as it said in that the She of the Lotus book reading thing, the message book reading thing, yeah, as it said in there, you know, there's maybe patterns and things that you might want to pick back up that you haven't been doing, or beliefs or something like that. But there's also ones that maybe you can release as well, that you can resolve, and it will help you because you'll be focusing on other things. You'll be able to focus on what you want to manifest, and then what's going on within you is actually a reflection. It's reflected. I'm trying to say it the wrong way around. It's like a reflection. Your outer experiences are a reflection of your internal condition. So what's going on within you is creating your reality. And then we have some solstice radiance. So focusing on radiance, focusing on feeling abundant, focusing on remembering that there's infinite everything in the universe. Like, it's constantly creating and recreating itself. It's constantly expanding, and that means everything, because everything in the universe is energy, right? So everything is energy. Energy is always expanding. You can't destroy it. You can't change. All it does is change form. So the more that you believe that there's an infinite amount of whatever it is that you need, rather than focusing or listening to, and this is something too, is that we're brainwashed by news, we're brainwashed by the TV, the things we see on TV, we're brainwashed by, you know, the way that our families think about things, and it's not their fault, it's just the way that they were brought up, and they didn't stop to think about it either. But if you start paying attention, you'll notice how much how much scarcity mindset, how much you, even just to notice that someone asks you, can I have this much money, or can we get this, and you're like, the first thing is, I can't afford that. Big signal there. So interesting, focusing on radiance, focusing, you can see this like summer solstice, which is today here in Australia anyway. So lots of sun energy, and sun energy is very abundant. Sun energy is very kind of, you know, like, well, you can just look at it, it's like a sunflower. Just this beautiful energy. So focusing on that, focusing on those things that you want to manifest in your life, and allowing the things that aren't working for you so well to come up, to be released and to be resolved. I almost felt like that was the end of the reading, but it's not. So this is something that's probably going on in your connection as well, like maybe you're both kind of experiencing this. We're going to have a look at some Moon Witch Oracle cards, and then we will do some tarot reading as well. So let's have a look here. What have we got? Ooh, messages for group 2. Vision. Get clear on what you want. Okay, so this is definitely a message about manifesting, I reckon. So that's what seems to be coming through the most. It's like you can focus on pulling yourself out of wherever you are. If you're the lotus growing out of the mud, or you're trying to get out of the mud, it's up to you to get clear on your vision and what you want, and just keep focusing on that, and keep perpetuating that energy of release, and coming into where you want to be, living in that frequency, living in the future, living the energies you wish to see in the future. It doesn't have to be like 100% of the time either, just the majority of the time if you can do it, you know. And even a few minutes of positive thought can really negate a lot of negative stuff as well. So, alright, so we have here for you guys, trust. The universe has a plan for you, alright? Interesting. As far as, I kind of feel like this one might be, yeah, we'll see. I won't go into that right now. And say, true north, stay true to yourself. Okay, so this sort of feels like actually what I was going to say for the first card. This feels like you guys are trying to manifest a divine partner, or a counterpart, or, you know, the right partner for you. It feels more like that than a couples reading or a connections reading. So it feels more like it's kind of directing you to get very clear on what you want and who you want to call in. The universe does have a plan for you, and it's saying stay true to yourself. So getting into alignment with yourself through doing all of these things that we've just spoken about for the last 10 years. That's what it felt like. It's not really, but I get channeling, I get like messages and stuff, and I feel like I've been talking forever. Hopefully it's not too boring for you. Alright, so a few more messages from these ones, please, for group 2. Group 2. Oopsie daisy. Alright, sign. If you were looking for a sign, here it is, okay? Really weird, but I've been seeing butterflies bloody everywhere. Like everywhere today. And not just like actual butterflies, but butterfly pictures, butterfly hair clips, someone with a the butterfly effect t-shirt in town where I was earlier, which is something you don't really see around a lot. And I was just like, okay, butterflies, I wonder what that means. So maybe it's my sign too for this week. But for you guys, like, you might have a particular sign. You know, consecutive number synchronicities, I get the right word. So like, you know, seeing 11, 11, 2, 22, 22, 22, things like that. Or, you know, whatever your sign is. Mine is often hearts. I see things, hearts everywhere, and that's a sign from my guides, or from the universe saying, yep, you're on the right path, you're very loved, you know, all of that sort of stuff. Just encouragement. Although when you're manifesting, you can ask for a sign, and once you get that sign, you can say, okay, what's my next step? It's not just one thing that you ask for. It's like keep asking, because that way you'll get led on the right path. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think you just think about the one thing that you want and you manifest that. But no, this is a a step-by-step thing. So you might find that that might be why one of the things that you kind of need to focus on is to like keep asking for more steps. Which way do I go now? What, you know, what's my next sign? What do I need to do for this to happen? And you know, that kind of thing. So we have a no, sleep on it. So there's something you're thinking about doing, feeling. Maybe it's a reach out to somebody. That's kind of what came straight into my head. What comes to mind, I think I was going to say. Because there's like a hand with flowers there as well, you can see that. It sort of looks like you want to reach out to somebody, but I would recommend not doing it. If the cards say no, don't do it. It's just not the right time. It doesn't mean it can't happen in the future, but right now it says sleep on it. So it might be an urge to do this thing, but as my guides were graphically describing to me as I was walking around Big W today, what were they saying? They were saying it's like trying to do something before it's ready. It's like, you know, trying to push before a baby's ready to come out, and you know, you get, what do you get? A premature. It's something premature. It's not ready yet, right? It's not cooked yet. So don't try to force things. And so no, sleep on it. It was much more graphic. I'm not going to go into the details for that, but anyway. And Hecate, change is important. Release the past. So yep, you've definitely got some stuff coming up as well that you need to release, or don't need to, but you know, you're being invited to release. Because we don't have to do these things, but if we choose to do them, it's often, you know, helps us align. It helps things happen much more quickly. So things coming up from the past that you might need to release to allow this, you know, this thing to happen, to allow you to manifest this partnership that you want. Now, let's have a look. I'm getting lights here, tarot, for you guys. So I'm just kind of randomly, I'm not going to say it, I said it in one of my other readings, pulling decks. I said it, oops. I'm kind of just choosing the cards, the card decks that I'm using at random. So this one is calling to me for you guys. And again, if this doesn't resonate, you can always go look at group 1 or group 3. And see if that one they have messages for you too. Most of the time my readings kind of link up together, but this is something new I'm trying, so who knows what's going to happen. Okay, so let's have a look. What can we see for group 2? Here we go. Let's have a look in here. Okay, I'm not quite sure which way that's meant to go. Alright, right way up. Knight of Wands. Alright, interesting. The first thing I got was one night stand. Someone who's kind of randy, I guess the best word is, you know, like very passionate, very fiery, very sexual kind of energy. This could be you bringing that energy in, using that energy to kind of become your magnet to call in the right person. I'm seeing like with the horse here, that sort of movement, it's travel, it's doing things, it's going out and kind of meeting people and stuff like that. What else do I see here? The Knight of Wands isn't fully mature yet, I suppose is the best way to put it. So it's sort of like a younger person. You might meet a younger person, you might want to meet a younger person. It might just be a younger energy. But it's very fiery, very passionate sort of energy coming through. Let's have a look. I'm not sure if this is you or the person that you want or the energy that you're looking for just right now. I feel like it kind of could go either way, right? So you might be finding your passion or using that fire energy of the Wands cards, of the Wands suit, for your advantage, like to using it to manifest, or it could be that that's what you're calling in. Somehow I have pins and needles in my foot, so one leg's numb. I don't know what that means. I was like, what does that mean in regards to this reading? Let's have a look. What can we tell group 2 about this week of far as soul connections and soul love is concerned. Let's have a look here. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so this is kind of, yeah, okay, she's come up reversed as well. Someone ran away. That's what I'm getting. I feel like someone bailed on you, maybe. Or, no, that's definitely it. Someone kind of ran away, and this is the person that you want to reach out to, maybe. This is kind of what I'm getting here, is like, you're thinking about, maybe I should, you know, reach out the olive branch to them and see what's happened and why they bailed on me, why they couldn't, you know, get away quick enough. But as the cards say, no, don't do it yet. It's not ready yet. When the time is right, they will reach out to you. That's what I'm getting right now. So we have the Empress in reverse. This is speaking about a scarcity kind of mindset as well, because the Empress is about abundance and creation and just this like feminine energy that I was talking about before. Feeling like with it in reverse though, with her in reverse though, she's sort of like the Earth Mother too. It's sort of like you felt a bit ungrounded, or you were a bit rocked by this, by this running. Although that is in reverse, so let me just think. All I can see is the running, I think. I'm going to pull some more cards. So I'm getting a lot of messages come through instead of just one clear one, so, or a few clear ones, so that's always a little tricky. Let's have a look. Can you please clarify? Nine of Swords in reverse. Please show me what this means for group 2. A hasty retreat is what my guides are saying. So it's like, interesting. Talking about a soulmate, right? Or a soul connection. Obviously the Six of Cups is the soulmate card, but it also talks about reminiscing, going back in the past, people from the past, and then we have the Two of Wands, so not wanting to juggle perhaps, or yeah, very interesting message that are coming through here. See, these are to clarify these ones. Yeah, so I feel like there's a loss of money. I feel like maybe I feel like this is more of an emotional retreat. It's like they're still around, but they're not, you know, engaging with you. And you don't really know why this happened. And I feel like it's because the connection was a bit too much for them. They didn't know what it was, and they kind of needed to retreat and recuperate in a way. A lot of the time that happens with these kind of deep connections, is, you know, it's a bit too much, it's too overwhelming. They'd rather, you know, run off and do whatever. We won't go into that, but yeah, I feel like for some of you this is what happened. I'm also sort of getting that for those of you who were calling someone in, and this isn't, you know, someone that that message wasn't resonating for you, that this is a little bit of you retreating from this energy, kind of pulling back in a way and going into this, like, not running away necessarily, but kind of just retreating back into yourself a little bit more to find this energy, because perhaps putting yourself out in the world, in the energy that is coming through right now, was a bit too much, and it just kind of feels better for you to be focusing on yourself right now. And that's kind of, yeah, that's basically what the message I was getting up here was as well. I feel like, yeah, there's something to do with past lives or something like that coming through. And I realize now, I don't know why my guides made me say that. No, but I'm realizing now, I'm sort of seeing, I feel like that's something that you guys are saying. I realize now that that's what was going on, or, you know, I realize why this is happening. But this is a past life or another dimensional or something like that. It could even be generational. Something that's affecting your abundance, your mindset about what you can have, what you can't have, what you deserve, what you're worthy of, if there's enough, all of those kinds of things. These themes are coming up for you possibly right now, because the Two of Pentacles talks about, you know, there being too much going on. It's in reverse though, with the reversed Empress. So it's kind of talking about that you can't see that infinite abundance that I was talking about before. And this is also to do with, like, when you're calling in a partner, when you're dating, when you're meeting people, you have to remember that there's more than one option, and just keep going. It's like, I know it sounds bad, but the more people you talk to, the more likely you are to meet someone who's the right person for you. If you just kind of stay within yourself, how are you going to meet anyone? That's kind of the message that I'm getting here. Let's just have a look and see what else is coming up. I feel like this is just one specific message, or two specific messages for you guys. And now we're going to get into another lot of messages with these tarot cards. So the Knight of Wands underlying everything here. So you beat a hasty retreat, perhaps, away from someone or that scene, that dating scene. Maybe feeling like you need to heal, maybe feeling like you need to focus on your money and all of that sort of stuff. And look, there's nothing wrong with that, and maybe that's exactly where you need to be right now, is to focus on what you want rather than going out and trying to find it. The energy will shift. And I'm looking at this and I'm just seeing like him hugging his dog, right? This is a long time, kind of a lifetime friend. That feeling, I feel like that's what you're looking for. Someone who feels like home. Someone who feels comfortable, like you've known them forever, but also is new and exciting at the same time. Big asks, right? But it is possible. Everything's possible. Nothing's impossible. So let's have a look and see what other messages for group 2. For group 2, more messages, please. Oh, hi. What have we got here? The Sun, the 6 of Wands. So you're taking a step back. This is that radiance energy, you know, the sunshine, the way everything feels good in the summer. Sun is just like happiness and stuff. And I feel like with it in reverse, and these other cards that have come up in reverse too, it's sort of like you're taking that back into yourself rather than going out there and looking. And like, I feel like that you feel that this is going to bring you the rewards and the recognition that you actually want by focusing more on yourself. There is always that message is like, you have to learn to choose yourself first before you can choose before other people will choose you. And I feel like this might be something that this group needs to hear as well. So keep choosing yourself over other people who ran. Don't try to connect with them. Just connect with yourself and sit in that energy of who you are, truly who you are, and know what you want. Stay true to yourself, as it says on the True North card, and you'll find that victory and that recognition that you actually want. It just comes to you, which is contradictory to one of the messages that came through before. But as we know, this is a collective reading, and not all the messages are going to resonate, and it's, you know, there's lots of different people watching, so there's going to be different messages for everybody. Let's have a look. What else? What can we see here? Oh, that's too many. Way too many. Way too many again, but we'll just take the top one. Alright, so we have the Page of Pentacles. So yeah, focusing on building your abundance again with this abundance thing. So it's not, as I said, it's not just about money, it's about understanding the infinite amounts of everything and being able to accept that. And I feel like that's part of the reason that you're not meeting the person that you need to meet or want to meet, or that connection's not manifesting. Maybe you know this person already, but it doesn't work because you haven't chosen yourself, or you're not focusing on that abundant energy that's within you, that's within the universe, that's, there for us to co-create with. What else did we get here? We got the Ace of Swords, so you'll be getting new ideas about this. There will be like, I feel like you're going to get epiphanies in this moment. I reckon it's just this weak energy that you might feel like you need to retract and just sort of focus on yourself and focus on that balance and things. That's like 20,000 cards there, so we will pull some more cards. So sometimes soul love is just loving yourself, right? That's what this reading is giving me right now, is loving yourself, choosing yourself, focusing on yourself, and finding your balance. So yeah, I feel like there's delayed messages as well, because the Eight of Cups is not wands. The Eight of Wands has come up in reverse. This is usually talking about messages, texts, emails, phone calls, connecting, communicating, but it's also like fast moving energy in reverse. So nothing's moving right now in your connection, and there will be a reason for that. The universe has a plan, don't forget. Where is it? Trust the universe has a plan, right? I know it might be a bit of a disheartening message that you're getting, but honestly, it's better for you to do what your guides want you to do, and don't take my word for it. Sit with yourself and work out what it is that you feel like you need to do. As I said in the last reading, readings aren't set in stone. They're based on the current trajectory of the energy and the people involved, and all that sort of stuff, and they can change. So if you don't like what I'm saying, if the message is not hitting the right spot, you don't have to take these messages at all. You can just maybe put them on a shelf in your mind until later on, or go look at a different reading and see if you can get some guidance from that. So let's have a look. Excuse my voice. Let's have a look more at few more cards for you guys, and then we'll go. That one's jumped out. That one's jumped out. All right. So yeah, interesting. We have the Hermit, which is the energy that I'm getting for you right now, like just working on your own light. And by doing that, you will be coming into this Ten of Pentacles kind of energy. I feel like this is future paced. I don't feel like this is the end of the week, but you might be seeing signs of, coming into meeting that person, creating that life that you want. Sometimes you just have to sit there and brew like a good cup of coffee until it's ready in that Hermit energy, and just focus on yourself. I am going to pull some angel cards for you guys, and then that will be the end of the reading. Alright, so let's have a look. What messages do you have for group 2? I'd also recommend getting some rose quartz crystal if you don't have any right now. I just feel like for this group specifically, that is the kind of energy that you want around you, and that is the kind of nurturing energy that's going to help you. Okay, romance is what's come up. That's hilarious. So there is romance in your future, and I'm saying it's hilarious because we've just been talking about, being on your own and being happy on your own and working up, manifesting things. But I feel like this has got to do with the future again. You will be experiencing romance with someone, because you've got this card that's come up as well. There's just a little bit of stuff that needs to kind of happen beforehand, right? Let's have a look and see what else we get. A year from now. Oh, okay, so it might take a while, but it doesn't mean that you won't be seeing someone or meeting someone sooner than a year from now. It just means that this kind of energy might take that long, and that's fine. you want to make sure that you get to know somebody before you, you know, get really involved with them. Like, make sure you can see what they're like when they have a dial-up internet connection. Or something like that, you know. Another message for group 2. In the near future. Okay, romance in the near future. Romance in a year from now. So in the near future, you'll be meeting someone. In a year from now, you'll be heading towards this kind of energy. Let's have a look and see what else comes up for you guys. One more message for group 2, please. Okay, it says unlikely, but it is reversed, so I don't even know what that's got to do with it. Something's unlikely. I don't know what it is. I guess it's just sort of like, you know, if you want it quicker, it's unlikely that that's going to happen. I'm going to just take that one off the top. Success. So unlikely, I think, is just, yeah, it's reversed anyway. So it's sort of saying, even if you think it's unlikely, it's probably not, because eventually you will be successful. So keep going, doing what you're doing. So hopefully you got some messages, some guidance from that. And as I said, if this isn't the reading for you, then check out the other ones, or keep it on the shelf of your mind for another time. It might come up later, you know, later in the week, or later in the year, or in a year from now. And if you haven't already, subscribed to my channel if you like the messages and you want to see more readings. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hey, Alvi here, ready to do group 3's reading. This is the soul love readings. So for people who are in a soul connection of some description, I am a channel for unity consciousness, so I believe in inclusiveness. So whatever kind of connection you're having, you know, it's for you. So if you chose group 3, if you chose the luminescence card, or you chose by crystal, so the blue sodalite heart-shaped crystal, then this is your reading. So luminescence, luminescence talks about glowing up from the heart, right? I'm gonna read from the book, although I kind of already know this one off by heart, but just so we don't miss any messages. This is 35. Okay, so consider the parts of yourself you may not be accepting. You may be experiencing an inner dissonance due to what you are trying to push away. This card is about self-love, and that is the deep, compassionate, unconditional self-love that brings you into wholeness. So yeah, it's about healing, or, you know, integrating the shadow, basically. Integrating things within you that you might find or feel that are unacceptable, or you know, wrong, or something like that. Finding those things and just loving them back to wholeness, loving yourself back to wholeness. Luminescence means the essence of light. There is nothing that makes us shine more than a heart that is full of love. You can shine through the shadows most gracefully when there is no fear within. Accepting your shadows so that they can more easily resolve and allow more light. Accept your shadows, sorry. Allow more light and love inside and outside of your world. So beautiful message here. When I chose this crystal, I just was seeing communication. So I feel like, being that this is a soul connection reading, is talking about how basically in connections and relationships, we try to hide things from each other, you know, our shadows, what we think is unacceptable. But if you're actually really in soul connection, you can't hide from each other, right? So the best thing you can do is communicate with each other. Use communication, bring that love into yourself, and remember that they are a reflection of the light within you. And just use a lot of, you know, compassion and understanding as well. So let's have a look here. Okay, so we've got big happy changes coming through. So finding this heart-centered glow up, finding this transparency, integrity and communication in the connection that you guys have is going to bring in some big happy changes very soon. Let's have a look. I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose love. So yeah, this is really giving me the vibe of that, integrating the shadow, integrating the parts of you that don't feel, you know, acceptable, I guess is the best word. There's a lot of this kind of thing in the spiritual community. You shouldn't be angry, you shouldn't have this feeling, you shouldn't do that. Sorry, but we're humans, right? We're meant to have all of these feelings and emotions and things like that. That's why we come here. Our star family cannot experience emotions the way that we do. So having some gratitude for it. I know that sounds weird. If you're going through something deep or there's things that you just don't like about yourself, remembering to choose love over fear, because sometimes the things that you fear, you give them power if you keep fearing them, right? Whereas if you love them, they kind of come back into line with you, and it helps you align. It helps you become more of who you are, and you're not afraid of showing those parts of yourself to other people, and you're not afraid of other people seeing them, because you've loved them to the point where you're completely okay with it. So therefore other people are going to be far more okay with it. The moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. Feeling a little bit of confusion coming through here as well, and this could be to do with again, this integration of the shadow, or maybe things have sort of come up and you need to look at them in a way that is a very loving way, and choose love and choose to sit in that heart-centered energy, basically. So reflection, another thing here. So yeah, as soon as I see that, it's sort of like thinking about things, soul searching, perhaps in this place of like, oh my god, I've got this, why, you know, what if they find out? Or not what if they find out, you know what I mean? That's sort of like, we all have things, right? We all have things we don't want other people to know about, but the more that you walk the path of, you know, activating your latent psychic abilities and connecting with people soul to soul and heart to heart, the more you realize you just can't fucking hide these things, right? There's no point. So you have to become comfortable with it within yourself, and therefore it doesn't bother you as much when it comes up, or if it comes up. And also communication as well. But also seeing this reflection card is making me think maybe you're mirroring each other. You can see the trees are like reflected there in the water, so there's two different people having two different experiences, but those experiences are mirroring each other's experience. So interesting. I just went to grab these ones, but I think we'll do some of these Moon Witch Tarot oracle cards for you guys as well, like I have done with the other readings. So yeah, can we just get some messages for group 3? I feel like this is sort of more of an established connection, one that you might be working towards a union, you might be already in a sort of a relationship or something like that. Coven, the power of sisterhood. Alright, so hanging out with your girls. Sometimes that's what you need, right? I feel like it's sort of, to Coven gives me, you know, magic vibes. It gives me, you know, working through things. Also, I'm getting like women's circles. So women's circles are really great for healing and being accepted for who you are, things like that. So yeah, maybe you need to go to a women's circle or join one, or, you know, the red tent, that kind of thing, just so that you can remember that everybody's got something, and maybe just it will help you accept yourself a little bit more, or accept that part of yourself a little bit more, make you not feel so, I don't know what the word is. Yeah, so be at one with nature as well. So spending time out in nature is probably a good thing. I'm also getting with this being at one with nature, Diana, I feel like maybe it's you guys spend that sort of like quality time for you to spend time together outdoors, and you haven't recently or haven't been able to. So maybe, yeah, going outside, spending time hunting, I don't know, something like that. Alrighty, so we've got blue moon. You are ready. I can't fucking see that. Make your masterpiece. You're ready. Make your masterpiece. So creating something very rare by the looks of that, because, you know, once in a blue moon type thing. I feel like it's something you've been working on for a long time. So create your masterpiece. I don't know why, I'm very drawn to the fact that she's got blue skin. It's kind of magical. And then we have Celine. Celine is bring the light into somebody's dark sky. So helping other people, shining your light on other people. Sometimes when you help other people, it helps you too. And I feel like this is all about that. Perhaps this connection is based around you guys doing, you know, service work, healing work, helping other people in some way. Could be any kind of way that you help people, but maybe you work together, or maybe you want to do this to bring, you know, light into other people's lives. But I also kind of feel like you've come to a bit of a stop or something. This energy that's sort of coming through right now is very much so, I was in the last reading saying it kind of makes you just want to retract back into yourself and, you know, integrate what's coming through, I guess. Let's have a look and see what else we've got here. So if you're feeling like that, don't worry, it's not permanent, it's temporary. It's just the big energy shifts coming through. Alright, so group 3, more messages please. Alrighty, full moon. Harvest the fruits of your hard work. So you're doing something and you're getting rewarded for it, or you're getting, you know, you're able to harvest it. Whether that be, you know, working on the relationship, working on yourself, those sorts of things, or if it's something in the world. And new moon, fresh start, new beginnings. Okay, so sort of I'm getting also like a cycle has ended or will end, and this is why you're going to be harvesting the fruits of your hard work. But then it starts again, like you get to start something new this time, something fresh. I'm just going to grab one more. I don't know why, but I just felt like I needed to. Witchy medicine, connect to the earth. Okay, so yeah, feeling like there's a lot of magic in this connection. There's a lot of kind of earthy energy, being out in nature, connecting to the earth, maybe doing that together, going camping, things like that is sort of coming through. And I feel like doing these kinds of things, it does help when you are having, you know, things coming up for you that you need to process, or you want to resolve in some way. And it could be that this is coming up in between, you know, like in the connection, and finding that solace, finding that taking yourself away from everything else and going out into nature is a good way to find solutions and resolve things. We're going to do the Twin Heart Oracle card reading. Oh, there's 2 there. Okay, so this one is, there's too many there. I can't do a 1 card with 3 cards, can I? So we'll do that again. This is going to be the card for the underlying energy. On one side I will read for you, and on the other side I'll read for the person. Oh wow, got a lot there. Lots going on here. Alright, so too many cards again. Can I just get one message for the underlying energy for group 3? I don't trust those ones. I'm not quite sure if they jumped out or not. There we go, that one jumped. I saw it. Alright, so crown chakra. So this is the underlying energy of your connection. So crown chakra is connecting to the divine, connecting to more expanded consciousness. What did we have under here? Big happy changes. So there's stuff coming through like big happy changes, but I feel like in a way you kind of don't feel like you deserve it or something like that. Like there's a part of you probably don't think about it all the time, but there might be a part of you who kind of doesn't feel like you deserve those big happy changes, or you're worthy of it or something like that, and this is what's coming up, and this is what's causing you to choose fear rather than love. And this is why they're asking you, the guides and the cards are asking you to focus on that, healing that, so that you can have these big happy changes, and this bring whatever this, whatever that brings in for you in this connection. So crown chakra, so you're both connecting to something bigger than you, right? Your crown chakras might be opening. What else have we got? All right, so this is for this side. And let's do one for the other side as well. Whoa. I'll take the top one. Believe and succeed. Interesting. Reversed energy coming through on both sides as well. I feel like this is just because it's transitional, right? So lead talks about the masculine energy, the emperor energy. Often I feel like, if you can have a look at the picture, right? He's holding a scroll, which very often sort of signifies to me that there's a soul contract here, that certain things have to occur a certain way, and this is sort of like the soul watching over the human, or the higher self watching over the human, kind of directing them, guiding them. But I feel like with it in reverse, it's a little bit like you're not listening, or you're not receiving the messages that are coming through from the higher self, so you're not walking that path. And this could be part of the reason that you might be needing to sit in heart center so that you can actually hear those messages properly. We also have believe and succeed, and this is for your person, and that's in reverse as well. So I feel like this is kind of throwing things a little bit, whatever's going on with you guys. It's like they're not manifesting, they're not focusing on the thing that they need to focus on to bring the big happy changes. Perhaps we'll get some more cards and see what happens. Oh, now I've mixed the cards all up. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, let's have a look here. Oh man, I'm gonna have to fix these up, sorry guys. I realised I had half the deck one way and half the deck the other. There we go. That's probably a bit better. Okay, let's have a look. Can we get messages about group 3's person, please? Okay, those ones want to come out. This is sort of current energy that we're looking at right now. Reach out and strengthening bonds in reverse. Let's have a look at yours. There we go. There goes one. Finally. Alright, so love abounds. Okay, so there's a lot of love surrounding you. This is sort of speaking about new beginnings and what you want, what you're focusing on, what what you're consciously focusing on, and how that is kind of, when there's a lot of love, sometimes they can bring up those things that are making you kind of recoil a little bit. Like, oh shit, that's, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, maybe I'm not worthy of it, that kind of thing. This is the message that's coming through for me mostly, is that sometimes you choose fear out of fear when you could be choosing love. So just keep choosing love, guys. Let's have a look and see what they're doing. Right, so we have reach out. This is working together with other people. I feel like there's other sort of factors involved. It doesn't mean there's like another person. It's just like I'm getting more family, community, like they're focusing on that or something. Or maybe they're just, like really into that. and they're reaching out to other people to try and help them work their way through things, whereas you're kind of, you know, hermiting a little bit. You're keeping it into yourself and trying to work it out yourself. As I said, with those cards that came up, so women's circles, red tent, anything like that will definitely help you work through whatever it is that's coming up for you, because I really do feel like there is something coming up for you. But the fact that you've got love abounds here is really good, because it means it's sort of going back to the beginning of love, right? It's like taking all of the bullshit out, all of the stories out kind of thing, and just going back to the basic of what love is, which is, you know, there's no constructs or anything. It's pure unconditional love from source, right? So sitting in that energy is really going to help you. Your person just has a different way of dealing with stuff than you do. And you know, that's the way it is. We're all different, right? So even though you might be mirroring each other, you're kind of doing things differently. And strengthening bonds in reverse. So I feel like this is kind of, yeah. I feel like this is kind of saying that, like, it feels to you a lot like them working with other people or spending a lot of time with their family, with their community, reaching out to other people is kind of rocking the boat a little bit. It's not helping you strengthen your bonds. But this is just a current energy. It's not something that's going to continue. And we will find out what is going to continue very soon. Alright, so this is just, yeah, current energy. What we're going to have coming up in the week for group 3. Let's have a look at what their person will be up to. Really having trouble shuffling today. Oh, there we go, bump. Okay, so feeling alone, reversed. So it might seem like they're spending time with their friends, with their family and stuff, but I feel like they're actually still feeling alone, even though they are. Even though they are with other people. I feel like this is sort of like them coming out of that feeling alone. This is talking about feeling left out in the cold, and they don't want to be left out in the cold. We also have giving and receiving here for your person. So giving and receiving, this is reciprocity. I feel like it feels like there's some kind of blockage within the connection that needs some attention, right? And what came through with the oracles was basically that's what the message is here. They want some reciprocity, right? It feels like there's a blockage and it doesn't feel like things are flowing between you, and it could be physical, it could be in the physical world, but it's more likely to be energetic. I'm also getting a message about them being given money, or, you know, like a windfall or something like that as well. Spending a lot of time at work, which might be why you guys need to go spend some time in nature together. So things can kind of balance out. It is a busy time of year, so you've got to expect that, I guess. Alright, for you, challenging times. So yeah, I feel like you're kind of maybe pushing them away a little bit, and that's what's causing this as well. It's like a misunderstanding here. Putting up boundaries where maybe you don't really need the boundaries, you just feel like you're trying to protect yourself, or you don't want the connection to be affected by whatever you're going through. Let's see what else comes up for you guys. That one, alright. So find balance and shine. Alright, so we have the sun here, okay? And then we have find balance, which talks about finding, you know, balance basically. Coming out of those hard times, like feeling these kind of, sometimes I think we need boundaries, sometimes we put boundaries up that are, you know, like a shield and no one can get through to you. I feel like this might be the case with you guys. I feel like I just feel this, like it's like a rock that someone needs to move for both of you to be able to communicate because, you know, remember, communication. So focusing on that sunshine kind of energy, bringing more of that into your life as well. This is the sun card that's come up here, so shine, and you can see this person's having like a big heart center glow up. You can see that by the picture, right? So I feel like you might be sort of connecting this week with that energy, that source energy, that unconditional love that comes from, you know, higher places, expanded consciousness, source, guides, those kind of things. It's a bit of an epiphany. It's a bit of an opening of the heart, and when you open the heart, then these kind of it's more like armor rather than boundaries. And that's what happens when we heal and when we start to accept the parts of ourselves that we think aren't acceptable, is that we start to shine more, right? Luminescence, yeah? So I feel like this is going to happen for you this week. You're going to find that balance. You're going to find your way into this more balanced place where you don't have this armor up, and it's not causing this blockage and misunderstanding between the two of you, and in your connection. So you're finding balance. There's a lot of shit going on in this card, right? There's lots of different things, and it's finding time for all of them, managing to mix everything in. Let's have a look here. We'll see what else is coming around. That really wanted to jump out quick. Okay, so your person is going to be experiencing something through the heart chakra. So this is probably going to, because you're mirroring each other, be in connection with this, right? And it's come out at the same sort of time. Your connection to yourself is going to feed the connection between you, the heart-to-heart connection between you, and that's going to make things kind of more balanced. It's going to bring things back into balance. It's going to remove this blockage that's between you, that's creating issues. Yeah, I can feel like a real like in my heart, I can feel like a real kind of sadness or worry that's coming through. So I'm going to just, I don't know, sometimes I think when I'm talking and I'm shuffling, I'm not really focusing, so I just want to focus on the right message for your person for group 3. What have we got here? Oh, that one's jumped right out, hasn't it? Joy and stability. So yeah, this connection, you connecting to your luminescence, is going to feed the cord between you, the heart to heart cord, which is what a soul connection has. And it's going to open up their heart chakra, which is going to bring in balance for you and joy and stability for them. Which is going to, you know, obviously land in your connection. So this is a really good reading. Your joy and stability is great. It's also the 4 of Wands in traditional tarot. So it talks about marriage. It talks about like a solidified relationship. Stability is the word that's coming through to me. This is the final card, so they're not moving on. Okay, no one's leaving. I've got that Jane's Addiction song in my head now. What is it? Stop, I think it's called. No one's leaving. That's not how it sounds, trust me. But if you know it, you know it. So I'm just going to pull one more card. That was a weird one to end on, but if that's something that you're worrying about. It's like, maybe they'll leave. They're not leaving. No one's moving on. This is all going to turn out okay. So we have this last card, awaiting results in reverse. So they're not waiting. No one's waiting anymore. It's all going to start moving forward towards the end of the week. That's what I'm getting. Now I'm going to pull you some angel cards, some angel arts cards, and that will be the end of your reading. Okay, can we have some messages for group 3, please? Let's have a look. Remain positive. Okay, so whatever's going on, remain positive. Know that things are going to be okay. The more positive energy you can feed into a situation, the more likely it is to come out really well. you're just feeding it all that good stuff. It's like fertilizing a plant. Alright, meditation brings answers. Oops. Very hot in here. Okay, more answers for Google 3, please. Success! Alright, so it's going to end up successful in the end. Success is just, you know, self-explanatory really, isn't it? Now let's have a look and go a bit further along. We'll get one more message. I feel like there's just one more message for you guys. Maybe do, there we go, there's one. Don't stop. Whatever you're doing, don't stop. It's going to bring you success. And there's that one. It's like ask others, ask for help from others. So you might need to ask some other people for help. And as I was saying about, you know, the sistership circles, women's circles, the coven, the red tent stuff, maybe you need to find a community who's supportive of you. Sometimes that can really help in these kind of situations, or just, you know, like soul family and things like that too. That is the end of your reading. Hopefully you got guidance, messages, what you needed out of it basically. If you liked it, don't forget to leave me a like, a thumbs up, and if you want to and you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. And I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.